am terrible at first impressions, and I always have been and I always will be. But there are a lot of people who say I'm charismatic and that I make others feel comfortable around me. So let me make something clear to everyone who thinks that. You clearly never met me in the first 5 minutes of interaction, because I swear it's like I have a reverse superpower where I can make any person regret starting a conversation with me. This isn't a low self-esteem thing or an insecurity thing. It's literally a proven scientific fact. Like gravity exists, the sun rises in the east, and I destroy first impressions with the precision of a guided missile. Remember that time I posted about meeting new people and said it was easy to make friends? Well, I recorded that after a party where I literally managed to make 3 different people change the subject when I approached them, and I only realized this when my friend told me the next day, so you can imagine the level of social awareness I have operating here. Every time I have an initial interaction that should be simple and natural, but somehow turns into a weird and uncomfortable situation, I started writing it down in a little notebook I carry in my backpack. And now I have complete documentation of all the times I was a walking social disaster, so now my interpersonal incompetence is quantifiable. And I can show you exactly how bad I am at this. Look at this, people. It's pages and pages of concrete evidence of my supernatural ability to turn any first meeting into a traumatic experience for the other person. Let's take a little stroll down Embarrassment Avenue and analyze some classic examples I've collected over the past few months. First situation, I was in a bank line last week, and the girl in front of me was wearing a shirt with a cat design, so I thought it would be nice to start a conversation and said, "Wow, what a beautiful cat on your shirt." But she turned to me with a confused face and said, "What cat?" And I pointed to her shirt and said, "This one here, how cute." And she looked down, looked at me, and said, "That's a skull." And it really was a stylized skull that, from far away, looked like a cat. So I stood there trying to explain how a skull can look like a cat, depending on the angle and lighting, while she looked at me as if I had just said the earth is flat. The worst part is that I doubled down and still said, "But you have to admit, it's a very cute skull." And she literally changed lines. Second situation, I was in an elevator with a neighbor I had never talked to, and he commented that it was raining a lot. So I wanted to be nice and replied, "Yeah, at least the plants are happy." And he made that face of someone who didn't understand. So I felt I needed to explain better, and added, "You know, because they drink water through their roots." And he continued looking at me without understanding. So I went into educational lecture mode and started, "So basically plants do photosynthesis, which is when they transform sunlight and water into energy." And when I realized it, I was giving a basic biology class to an adult in an elevator at 7 in the morning, and when we reached his floor, he ran out without even saying goodbye. Now every time we meet in the hallway, he pretends he's checking his phone. Third situation, I went to a birthday party where I only knew the birthday person, and tried to fit in with the people who were playing cards at the kitchen table. So I came over and asked, "Can I play?" And they said, "Sure. Do you know how to play truco?" And I said, "Yes, I do." Even though I had never played truco in my life but thought it would be like poker. So they gave me the cards, and I stood there looking without understanding anything. And when it was my turn to play, I put all the cards on the table at once and said, "Full house." And everyone fell silent, staring at me. So I realized I had done something very wrong and tried to save the situation by saying, "Or Uno." And the situation got even worse. And when they finally explained that truco is aunt poker, I had already become the group's joke. And every time someone did something wrong in the game, they would say, "At least it's not a full house." And look, these are just 3 examples from a universe of embarrassment I've created throughout my social life, because apparently I have a special talent for taking normal situations and turning them into slapstick comedy episodes where I'm simultaneously the clown and the banana peel. What do you think my level of first impression disaster is on a scale from 1 to 10? I'm going to do a poll on my Instagram, and I want to see your responses, because I genuinely don't know if I'm a lost cause or if there's still salvation for me.